Mr. Salas, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know you're running a very efficient meeting this morning, so appreciate that. I'm sure the committee members do. I present before you AB 1363, and I will be accepting the technical amendments that the committee did offer, so thank you for that.
Thank you. You have a motion and a second. You have witnesses in support.
I don't know if they're here.
Individuals from the public in support, witnesses opposition, individuals from the public in opposition, Department of Finance. No file. Questions or comments from the committee members? Mr. Salas, would you like to close?
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you so much. This bill is out on an A roll call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rendon. Mr. Rendon, you have two bills on consent, one on suspense, and one due pass. What's your pleasure?
I'd like to present on AB 1144 and waive all other presentations.
Thank you. Please proceed.
AB 1144 makes a small change in the Renewable Portfolio Standards bucket system to help public wastewater agencies finance infrastructure to transform an air pollutant into electricity. This helps our public wastewater agencies finance the infrastructure that allows them to reduce air pollution and create renewable energy.
Thank you so much. Your witnesses in support.
Mr. Chair and members, Mike Dillon representing the California Association of Sanitation Agencies, the sponsor of the measure. Appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition? I'm sorry. Individuals from the public in support? Seeing none. Witnesses in opposition?
Mr. Chair and members, Beth Alasso on behalf of the Agricultural Energy Consumers Association. Not opposition, just kind of in the middle, still some concerns. We are a ratepayer advocacy group and just kind of see this as another incentive on top of existing incentives, especially if you look at some measures that are moving in the Senate. It could really move agencies from being able to pencil out to making money. So we're just concerned about that. We're working with the author. And we also think this bill might be ahead of the conversation that we're going to be having on the future renewable portfolio standard and other renewable generation with concerns to how on-site generation is going to be treated in the future. So we just see a broader conversation and see how that might get looped in here. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Any individuals from the public in opposition? Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
No files. Questions or comments from the committee members? Mr. Bigelow wanted to mention that he moved the bill. We have a second from Quirk. This bill is out on an A roll call. Thank you so much. Mr. Perea, you're up. You have two bills on suspense, 5 on consent, 1 due pass. What's your pleasure?
Waive presentation and all except for AB 21 I'll present.
Move the bill. Second.
Please proceed.
Great. AB 21 is a measure that would direct the California Air Resources Board when developing its scoping plan to include matters related to energy efficiency and electrification of the transportation sector in addition to what is already required under law. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. Witnesses in support.
Michael Shaw, California Manufacturers and Technology Association, support of AB 21. We think this is a positive step moving forward regarding our GHG emission reduction plan in California.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in support?
Chamber of Commerce in support.
Thank you so much. Witnesses in opposition? Individuals from the public in opposition, Department of Finance?
No file, Mr. Chair.
No file. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, Mr. Perea, would you like to close?
Just respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. We have a due pass motion and a second. This bill's out on an A roll call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Quirk, you're up. Mr. Quirk, you have one bill, AB 56, with a due pass recommendation.
I'm presenting on AB 56. I'll keep my
Please proceed, Mr. Quirk.
Unmanned aircraft, also known as drones, can serve many societal benefits, including assessing hostage situations, addressing bomb threats, and detecting forest fires. Despite the possible benefits, there's potential for misuse without clearly established policies to protect privacy rights. AB 56 will regulate the use of unmanned aircraft systems by law enforcement and public agencies, as well as the dissemination and use of any images, data, and footage obtained by these systems. AB 56 seeks to strike a balance between the need to protect privacy and allow law enforcement to use new technology to fight crime while also creating more transparency and accountability.
Thank you so much, Mr. Quirk. Witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members. Aaron McGuire on behalf of the California State Sheriff's Association. Our current position is opposed unless amended. We've actually been working pretty well with the author's office. We've been having some good negotiations, and we're trying to strike the right balance between privacy and the ability of law enforcement to use this kind of new technology. Our main and primary concern at this point are some recent amendments that deal with governance and approval of these devices. We think that the current language of the bill unduly interferes with the duly elected sheriff's ability to decide what kind of techniques and tactics that his department should use, but we're continuing our productive conversations, but we are opposed unless amended. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other individuals from the public in opposition? Department of Finance?
No file, Mr. Chair.
No file. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, Mr. Quirk, would you like to close?
I remain committed to working with the sheriffs and don't know if we'll come to a consensus, but I will certainly try. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
We have a motion and a second. This bill is out on an A roll call. Thank you so much, Mr. Quirk.
Thank you.
Mr. Quirk, you will also be presenting for Nazarian?
Yes. As the DH of the Appropriations Committee. So thank you. AB 1157 extends for 1 year only the sunset date for the centralized determination of the
We have a motion from Holden, a second from Calderon. Witnesses in support.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members. Rob Grossglauser with the California Assessors Association in support. The existing system that was crafted 10 years ago, we believe, breeds administrative efficiencies both for the assessor as well as the taxpayer. Recent disagreements, we believe, are actually rooted in disagreement over economic obsolescence. As a recent LA Times article noted, the airlines are seeking a 30 to 70% tax relief in their lawsuit that's been recently filed. I mention this not because assessors are revenue generators, but because we believe the existing system is fair, and they're trying to usurp that system based on a forum shopping mechanism here. So we ask that you would pass this out today with a modest 1 year sunset extension, and any other administrative concerns that may come up we'd be willing to address. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other individuals in support?
Christina Lockey with the California Special Districts Association in support.
Thank you so much.
Angela Pontus representing San Mateo County in support.
Thank you so much. Witnesses in opposition? Individuals from the public in opposition? Department of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Finance estimates that this bill has no fiscal impact since it maintains the current procedure for determining the value of commercial aircraft for property tax purposes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, Mr. Quirk, would you like to close?
Yes, passage of this bill is important because without extending the sunset date, we could go back to the pre-2006 system, which was considered by everyone to be ineffective and caused conflict. So I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. We have a motion by Mr. Holden, a second by Calderon. This bill is out on a B roll call. Mr. Holden, you're up. Mr. Holden, you have two bills on suspense. What's your pleasure?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. We're going to waive on AB 1162 and present briefly on 288. I appreciate the opportunity Mr. Chair, if you'd like me to proceed.
Please proceed.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to present Assembly Bill 288. 74% of our graduating high school youth who enter community college are not ready for college-level English and math. These students, mostly low income, do not enter college ready, have only a 43% likelihood of moving on to college-level English and a 30.6% chance of moving on to college-level math. AB 288 is going to increase exposure to college-level coursework and college environments for underserved students by authorizing community college districts to form partnership agreements. The agreements build pathways that form career technical education, college readiness courses, and college-level general education courses that prepare students for college life. To address the fiscal concerns regarding this legislation, the community college system cannot spend state dollars outside of its allotted enrollment growth, so the effects of this legislation are negligible. To the extent that concurrent enrollment programs continue to perform successfully, as studies in California have indicated, the front-end cost pressures to expand community college funding to accommodate concurrent enrollment students will be substantially mitigated by the savings realized from reducing the need for remediation in the CSU's and UC system. For these reasons, I strongly urge this measure be let off of suspense, and we look forward to working with the chair and the committee at the appropriate time. And we have witnesses to briefly testify as well.
Thank you so much. Your witnesses in support.
Mr. Chair and members, Vince Stewart with the Community College Chancellor's Office. We're in support of this measure. We're also one of the sponsors. We do believe that this bill will encourage school districts and community college districts to create more robust pathways around dual enrollment and get students college and career ready. We also believe that students who accumulate more college credits, who accelerate their time to degree and to transfer, and who are able to avoid remedial instruction once they're in college will save tremendous amounts of money for those students and for the state, and we believe would offset any cost potential pressure on Prop 98. For those reasons, we urge your support.
Thank you so much. Your next witness.
Good morning, Lizette Everett on behalf of the Community College League of California, here in strong support. Along with similar comments, this bill provides a larger subset of students a greater opportunity to college access, ensuring that they get into the workforce at a faster pace. It also encourages a lot of the spending that's being done within K-12 and community college partnerships. So because of that, we think it's an effective investment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in support?
Cindy Hillary on behalf of the 34 rural counties in California in strong support.
Thank you so much. Next.
Ashley Satude with Nossaman on behalf of North Orange County Community College District in strong support.
Great. Any other individuals in the public in support?
Pamela Gibbs representing the Los Angeles County Office of Education. We're in strong support. We have numerous students participating in these programs, and we urge your support for the bill as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mira Morton here on behalf of the California Chamber of Commerce, also in support.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. Moira Top here on behalf of the Orange County Business Council in support.
Great. Any witnesses in opposition? Individuals from the public in opposition, Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
No files. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, Mr. Holden, would you like to close?
Mr. Chair, I look forward to working with you and the committee as we move forward on the suspense file.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Garcia. Mr. Garcia, you have four bills on suspense, one due pass. What's your pleasure?
Thank you for that kind reminder. The bills on the suspense file. I will waive the presentation on those bills and present.
You now have 5 on suspense.
Well, thank you again.
Just
AB
kidding.
1537 is a small business loan guarantee program. It is a committee bill. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
We have a motion and a second. A motion by Calderon, a second by Eggman. Witnesses in support.
Staff.
Individuals from the public in support. Witnesses in opposition. Individuals from the public in opposition. Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
No file. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, Mr. Garcia, would you like to close?
Thank you for allowing me to speak, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
We have a motion and a second. This bill is out on an A roll call. Thank you so much. Mr. Gallagher, are you presenting on your suspense item? No. Every member has a right to present on their suspense item. AB 1061. Please proceed, Mr. Gallagher.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I will try to be very brief. AB 1061, I think, is an important tool for us. Right now, the state of California owns fee title, easements, and land use agreements on about 18,000 parcels as part of the state plan of flood control. And some of these agreements allow for agricultural crop production, while others produce oil and natural gas, all of which generate lease revenues for the state. As we know, we also have a deferred maintenance problem on our levees and flood control projects in this state, and this could be an important way of helping to provide for that revenues for that operation and maintenance. And so AB 1061 will enable lease proceeds to be directly available for maintenance of levees, bypasses, weirs, and other facilities of the state plan of flood control, while also maximizing related environmental restoration and enhancement. Over 1 million people now live and work in floodplains of the Sacramento and San Joaquin river valleys and their tributaries, and there are over $69 billion worth of physical assets within these floodplains. So we need to stay up on our operation and maintenance of these facilities. You know, one question might be, why do you care? Well, one, public safety, as we said, of the people living in these valleys, but also for this committee's purposes, liability concerns. As we know from the Paterno decision, when there is a breach in these levees, when there's a failure in these flood control structures, the state can be liable to the tune of millions of dollars, which comes directly out of our general fund. So this is an important tool to help ensure that we're keeping these facilities up to date and protecting the public. Thank you. I do have one witness in support of the bill.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, Bob Reeb on behalf of the California Central Valley Flood Control Association, sponsor of the legislation. Section 8361 of the California Water Code establishes the state's responsibility to maintain these weirs, channels, and bypasses. And we simply are not getting sufficient revenues appropriated from the legislature and the administration to keep these facilities properly maintained. This bill, while it won't solve the problem, will make it a lot easier for us to keep up on the state's obligation for these facilities. And so we would encourage your favorable consideration on suspense file.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in support? Individuals from the public in support, witnesses in opposition, individuals from the public in opposition. Department of Finance?
No file, Mr. Chair.
Great. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, Mr. Gallagher, would you like to close?
I just ask for your consideration on the suspense file. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gallagher. Ms. Eggman, would you like to present your bill? Ms. Eggman, you have two bills on suspense, two consent, two do pass. What's your pleasure?
All others.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, AB 601 is a consumer protection bill that will provide more transparency of residential care facilities for the elderly, known as RCFEs, and I thank you in advance for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. Any witnesses in support? Any individuals from the public in support?
Mr. Chair, Kathy Christian, representing the Board of Supervisors of San Diego County. We thank the author for the bill and urge your support.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Mike Montgomery, Congress of California Seniors. We support the bill.
Thank you. Any witnesses in opposition? Individuals from the public in opposition? Department of Finance?
No file, Mr. Chair.
No file. We have Ms. Eggman. Would you like to close on this bill?
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have a motion and a second. This bill is out with Republicans not voting. Your next bill.
My next bill is AB 1083, which just amends the Political Action Reform Act of 1974 to allow FPPC to oversee City of Stockton's new campaign limits. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. We have a motion and a second. Any witnesses in support? Individuals from the public in support. Witnesses in opposition. Individuals from the public in opposition. Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
No file. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. This bill is out on an A roll call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Calderon. Mr. Calderon, you have two bills on suspense and you have two due pass recommendations, one on AB 159 and one on AB 1153. What's your pleasure?
Waive on suspense and start with 1153.
Please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 1153 requires the State Board of Education to consider revisions needed to monitor progress on the state priorities and the Local Control Accountability Plan.
Second.
We have a motion from Holden, a second from Quirk.
Thank you. I will
Please proceed.
yield the rest of my time to my witness, Deborah Brown, on behalf of Children Now.
Thank you so much. Please proceed.
Good morning, Deborah Brown with Children Now. We do see this as a very low cost but very critical bill that's needed to implement the local control funding formula as it was intended when the legislature approved it. We think that this will ensure that communities have access to outcome data on all state priorities and ensures that county superintendents have the information that they need to monitor outcomes as required, and we urge your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in support? Individuals from the public in support. Witnesses in opposition. Individuals from the public in opposition. Department of Finance, no file. Moving too fast. Any questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. This bill is out on an A roll call.
Thank you.
Your next bill, Mr. Calderon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 159 will allow eligible patients with a terminal illness to seek investigational drugs and treatments under the supervision of a physician in order to try and save their own lives.
We have a motion from Mr. Holden, a second by Bigelow. Please proceed, Mr. Calderon.
Thank you. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. And with me today, I have Donna Seats with the LA County.
Please proceed.
Good morning, Donna Seitz, representing Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors. We are in support of the bill. We believe that if seriously ill patients have exhausted all their options for treatment, they deserve the right to experimental treatment, and we would ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in support? Individuals from the public in support. Witnesses in opposition. Individuals from the public in opposition. Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
Thank you so much. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, would you like to close, Mr. Calderon?
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
I did have one sorry.
Mr. Gallagher.
One concern I have here, Assemblymember Calderon, is what we'd be asking of doctors who may have reservations about these treatment plans. Certainly understand the motivation of giving people the right to try, but under your legislation, what's going to be the responsibility and obligation of the doctor in the case that are they going to have to prescribe or recommend this treatment even when they may have some reservations about it?
It's all about opportunity, and it's up to that doctor based on whatever he feels is necessary and whatever he's willing to do to prescribe.
Or she, right?
Or she. He or she. Excuse me. Thank you for the correction. Whatever he or she decides to do, they are not required to prescribe that medication if they do not feel comfortable or feel if it's warranted or necessary.
Okay, so that discretion is maintained under the legislation?
Yes, it is, and I'm currently working also with the CMA to address any and all concerns that they have, and I'm expecting that once this moves out of our House to completely take them off as opposition.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments from the committee members? Mr. Calderon, would you like to close?
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you so much. We have a motion by Mr. Holden, a second by Mr. Bigelow. This bill is out on an A roll call with Gallagher not voting and Quirk not voting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Bonta, you're up. You have 6 suspense bills and 1 due pass. What's your pleasure?
I'm going to briefly present on everything. Just kidding. No, I waive on suspense, presentation on suspense. I'll just present on AB 816, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the technical amendments provided by the committee and happy to accept them. AB 816 will advance the creation of new small businesses, create jobs, and empower California communities by creating a clear pathway for worker-owned businesses to incorporate. Thank you. The development. Thank you. I will provide the rest of my time to my witness.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Christina Oatfield. I'm from the Sustainable Economies Law Center. We represent worker co-ops as clients, among other work. I'm also here on behalf of the California Worker Cooperative Policy Coalition that put forward this bill, which includes the U.S. Federation of Worker Co-ops, the Arizmendi Association of Cooperatives, Democracy at Work Institute, and individuals from worker cooperatives. Our intent is to just clarify the law around worker cooperatives in California, create more streamlined opportunities for both existing and not yet started worker cooperatives. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about the bill.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in support? Individuals from the public in support, witnesses in opposition, individuals from the public in opposition, Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, Mr. Bonta, would you like to close?
I respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have a motion from Calderon, a second by Quirk. This bill is out on a B roll call. Mr. Quirk will be presenting as the designated presenter on behalf of Ms. Campos.
So I'm the DP instead of the DH. Okay.
Yeah, Ms. Campos has 2 bills before us. They both enjoy due pass recommendations, AB 36 and AB 1017.
AB 36.
Please proceed.
This bill prohibits local agencies from receiving surplus military equipment from the federal government unless the acquisition is approved by the legislative body.
We have a motion by Bonta, a second by Calderon. Witnesses in support. Witnesses, individuals from the public in support. Witnesses in opposition.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Tom Sheehy with Greenberg Traurig, representing the California Police Chiefs Association. We support Ms. Campos's aim for more transparency, which we think is what's driving this bill. I think what the members need to understand here is that the law enforcement agencies in the jurisdictions that you represent are going to be significantly disadvantaged if this legislation is enacted the way it's currently drafted. This program is a competitive program. California is competing with 49 other states. The best equipment and most desirable equipment, which most of you would agree would be completely appropriate, is obtained on a competitive basis. So when we put the requirements that are in this bill in place that are going to slow down the process 30, 60, 90, 120 days compared to other states, a lot of this equipment and other things like tools, meals ready to eat, protective clothing, a whole variety of different things, are going to go to places like Nevada, Texas, Arizona, other western states, and we're not going to be able to get them. So we oppose this measure unless it's amended to address concerns that will keep California on a level playing field with other states, and we would respectfully ask for your no vote today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Any other witnesses in opposition, individuals from the public in opposition, Department of Finance?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. We believe that this bill has no state fiscal impact and would note that the statute prohibits local agencies from receiving state reimbursement for costs incurred to comply with the state constitution or for costs incurred for a voluntary activity. Therefore, the decision of a local agency to acquire surplus federal property is a voluntary one. We therefore believe that the Commission on State Mandates would deem local agencies ineligible for reimbursement in relation to this bill.
Thank you so much. Questions or comments from the committee members? Mr. Gallagher.
One concern I have on this bill is it might be a little bit overly broad. I mean, some of the things that our law enforcement gets through the military surplus is, like office furniture, exercise equipment, handcuffs, some of the basic things that I think most people wouldn't necessarily object to. I think it's what people are more concerned about is like, hey, when you're getting an armored vehicle or a grenade launcher, I think was used as one example. Has there been any talk about trying to narrow that scope? Because some of this is really, it's cost-effective, low-cost equipment that, our law enforcement can access.
I'm the DP. I don't do any fielding of questions.
We appreciate that candor. We appreciate
Thank you, Assemblymember Campos. I appreciate that.
We appreciate the question as well when it comes to this bill. As I said before, we try to keep it focused on the fiscal issues. But everybody has a right to reserve their vote on the floor. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, this bill has been moved and second. This bill is out on an A roll call with Gallagher a no. Thank you. Second bill, please.
Yes, AB 1017. This bill prohibits an employer from publishing or listing an advertisement to recruit candidates for hire without including the minimum rate of pay, including overtime.
We have a motion by Eggman, a second by Calderon. Any witnesses in support?
Addie Myers on behalf of the American Association of University Women in California in support.
Thank you so much. Witnesses in opposition?
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members. Jennifer Brewer on behalf of the California Chamber of Commerce, and we are opposed to AB 1017. While we appreciate the analysis doesn't identify any state costs, we do believe that there will be state costs with regards to the litigation that private employers will be subjected to for failing to state a minimum rate of pay for things such as commissions or piece rates that are not easily identified or able to determine prior to a job being performed. And we also believe that they'll be subject to litigation even though the final amount of pay that an employee receives is equal to a man performing the same job and the same job duties. And so with regards to gender discrimination, we believe we have adequate protections in place, and the ultimate determination is what the employees ultimately paid, not whether or not a job posting has a minimum rate of pay or whether or not salary information is considered for market data or employee expectations. So to the extent that it doesn't address gender discrimination and only subjects us to litigation, we believe there will be an increase in cost and are opposed.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Chair, Chris McKaylee on behalf of the Civil Justice Association of California. Although the bill doesn't provide for a civil penalty, as Ms. Barrera indicated, employers will be subject to Private Attorneys General Act under this bill for violations of the Labor Code. Therefore, we are opposed.
Thank you so much. Individuals from the public in opposition? Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
Thank you so much. Questions or comments from the committee members? Seeing none, we have a due pass motion and a second. This bill is out on a B roll call. So we're taking up the two bills that were presented during subcommittee, AB 1390. We have a motion by Bigelow, a second by Calderon. This bill is out on an A roll call. The second bill is AB 888 by Bloom. We have a motion by Calderon, a second by Quirk. This bill is out on a B roll call. Chang not voting, Gallagher and I. Can I get a motion for the consent calendar?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This out on an A roll call. Thank you so much. The meeting's adjourned.